Please rise. You may be seated. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today before God to join Bryan and Laurie in holy matrimony. Marriage is the union of husband and wife in heart, body, and mind. It is intended for their mutual joy and for the help and comfort given one another in both prosperity and adversity. But more importantly, it is a means through which a stable and loving environment may be attained. Through marriage, Bryan and Laurie make a commitment together to face their disappointments, embrace their dreams, realize their hopes, and accept each other's failures. Bryan and Laurie will promise one another to aspire to these ideals throughout their lives together, through mutual understanding, through openness, and through sensitivity to each other. We are here today before God because marriage is one of His most sacred wishes. We're here to witness the marriage of Bryan and Laurie. This occasion marks the celebration of love and commitment with which this man and this woman begin their new life together. And now, through me, the Lord joins you together in one of His holiest bonds. Bryan and Laurie, in the days ahead of you, you will experience times of great joy. You will celebrate victories and enjoy times together that you would have never experienced on your own. But life is not perfect. There will also be tough times. Ask any married couple, and they will tell you that staying happily married during the good times is relatively easy. It's the challenges you face during the difficult times that will test your marriage and your faith. In the days and years ahead of you, you will remember today as one of the best days of your lives. You are deeply in love, the future is bright, and all things are possible. So when times turn difficult, and they will, I ask you to think back on these words of advice. First, always let your love be stronger than your anger. Be sure to learn the wisdom of compromise, for it is better to bend than it is to break. Look for the best in your spouse rather than the worst. Be sure to confide in your partner and ask for help if you need it. Treat your spouse with the same courtesies that you treat your friends. Remember that true friendship is the basis for any lasting relationship. Be sure to say, I love you each and every day. And most importantly, trust God, and He will lead you to better days. Bryan and Laurie, I remind you that marriage is a precious gift. It is a lifelong dedication to love and a daily challenge to love one another fully, freely, and unconditionally. With this understanding, Bryan, do you take Laurie to be your beloved wife? Do you promise to be a tender, faithful husband? Do you promise to love her and cherish her in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, and keep yourself only unto her? If so, please answer, I will. And Laurie, with this understanding, do you take Bryan to be your beloved husband? Do you promise to be a tender and faithful wife? Do you promise to love and cherish him in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, and keep yourself only unto him? If so, please answer, I will. Laurie, if you could hand your bouquet back to your bridesmaid. Bryan and Laurie have chosen rings as outward symbols of the commitment they make today. From the earliest times, the ring has been a universal symbol of wedded love, an unbroken and never-ending circle that symbolizes a commitment to love that is also never-ending. May I have the rings, please? Thank you. I'd like to bless these rings. May these rings be blessed as a symbol of this affectionate unity. And like these rings, these two lives are now joined together in one unbroken circle. Wherever they go, may Bryan and Laurie always return to one another. May they grow in understanding and compassion. May the home with which they establish be a place of love and happiness. Let these rings serve not as locks binding you together, but as keys unlocking the secrets to your heart for each other to know. Bryan, if you will take this ring, placed on Laurie's ring finger, and repeat after me. This ring, a gift for you, symbolizes my desire that you be my wife from this day forward. Now, Laurie, if you will place this on Bryan's finger and repeat after me. This ring, a gift for you, symbolizes my desire that you be my husband from this day forward. Today, Bryan and Laurie have elected to do a unity sand ceremony to signify their new life together. If you would come back to the table. Bryan and Laurie, today you join your separate lives together. The two separate bottles of sand signify your separate lives, separate families, and separate sets of friends. They represent all that you are and all that you will ever be as an individual. They also represent your lives before today. And as these two containers of sand are poured together into the third container, the individual containers will no longer exist, but will be joined together as one. And just as you could never separate the grains of sand back into their original containers, so will your marriage be. If you would please, work together. Step forward. Take each other in hands. Bryan and Laurie, may you always share with each other the gifts of love. May you be one in heart and in mind. May you always create a home together that puts your heart's love, generosity, and kindness. Bryan and Laurie have consented together in marriage before God, before this company of family and friends. They have pledged their faith, declared their unity by the giving and receiving of rings. What therefore God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Bryan and Laurie, you have pronounced yourselves husband and wife, but always remember to be each other's best friend. And so, by the power vested in me by the state of Georgia and Almighty God, I now pronounce that you are husband and wife. May your days be good and long upon the earth. You may kiss the bride. Face the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you for the first time as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Bryan Slowinski.